Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon. We're so glad you could join us today. I'm Asia Gore. We start with some breaking news. Missoula police alerting residents to stay inside and lock their doors as authorities search for a suspect armed and dangerous. Witnesses tell MTN News a police chase ended in East Missoula where 35-year-old William Billy Dale Newhoff crashed into a home and fled on foot. U.S. Marshals were attempting to arrest Newhoff on a warrant when that chase ensued. Newhoff is described as a white male standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and 215 pounds. He has red hair, hazel eyes, and many tattoos. Police say he was last seen wearing gray pants and a gray hooded sweatshirt. Missoula College is on lockdown with no one allowed to come in or leave the building. Anyone with information should contact police. In other news today, a classified memo that claims the FBI improperly used surveillance to target the Trump campaign could be released within a week. The House Intelligence Committee voted last night along party lines to make it public. CBS's Mo Lange has the details.
President Trump has 5 days to decide whether to block the release of a classified memo that's critical of the FBI and Department of Justice. The controversial 4-page document was written by House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, a member of the Trump transition team. It criticizes how the intelligence community handled covert surveillance of Trump campaign advisors, including former National Security Advisor Carter Page.
There may have been malfeasance at the FBI by certain individuals. So it is our job in conducting transparent oversight of the executive branch to get to the bottom of that.
California's Adam Schiff, the ranking Democrat on the committee, says Republicans are putting politics before national security.
I certainly haven't seen any abuse of the investigative process by the FBI or the Department of Justice. What I have seen instead is a deliberate attempt from the very beginning of this investigation to distract attention from the Russia probe.
While the White House has signaled the president would likely support releasing the memo, the Justice Department has voiced concerns, saying it would be extraordinarily reckless. Mo Lange, CBS News, Washington.
The memo is currently being reviewed by White House lawyers. Republicans say they are confident that the release won't harm national security. Meanwhile, President Trump will deliver his first State of the Union address tonight. That primetime speech will touch on a variety of topics, including trade, immigration, and infrastructure. Trump takes part in the time-honored tradition tonight of delivering his State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress and the nation. The White House insists the speech will stress bipartisanship and have a positive tone. A Ronan Middle School teacher is under investigation for an alleged inappropriate relationship with an 18-year-old student. The Ronan superintendent shared this statement, saying the administration learned of the allegations January 16th and initiated an investigation. The teacher taught a 6th grade English class and served as assistant high school boys basketball coach for the Ronan Chiefs. The unidentified teacher resigned before the Title IX investigation concluded, leaving the findings incomplete. No criminal charges were filed as of Monday. And a Great Falls high school teacher has also resigned over allegations of a sexual relationship with a student. The district superintendent announced Monday the district found credible evidence that Levi Johnson was having an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old student. Johnson was removed from campus Friday and resigned Monday from his teaching role. As of Monday, no charges had been filed. The woman shot and killed in Custer County last week is now identified. The sheriff says 21-year-old Shania Raymond died from multiple gunshot wounds. 21-year-old Travis Doss is now in custody and faces a charge of deliberate homicide. Authorities believe Doss shot Raymond early Thursday at a home on Moon Creek Road, southwest of Miles City, where both people lived. Doss was treated at the hospital for a gunshot wound to the head and then placed in the sheriff's custody. Doss has yet to make his initial court appearance. The Montana Corrections Director is shedding some light on the surprising dismissal of Montana State Prison Warden Michael Fletcher. Correction Director Reg Michael appeared before the Legislative Law and Justice Interim Committee on Monday. He told the panel it would be inappropriate to go into detail on Fletcher's dismissal, who was just hired last spring. Michael said some unspecified concerns made him decide Fletcher is not the right person for the job. The state announced the dismissal of the warden last Tuesday before the end of his year-long probationary period. We're told the warden vacancy will be posted soon. The Montana Highway Patrol is investigating a fatal crash that happened last night south of Colstrip. MHP has yet to release details, but we do know at least one person died in that crash. It was reported just before 11 o'clock last night on State Highway 39 in Rosebud County. Check back online for details. And a deadly crash on South Frontage Road in Billings is under investigation today. MHP says a westbound semi-truck hit an oncoming black sedan head-on last night. The semi then crossed the ditch and eventually came to a stop on the eastbound lane of Interstate 90. The driver of the sedan died at the scene. The victim's identity was not released. Authorities have not said whether the crash was criminal in nature. Straight ahead on the noon news, the deadline for the White House to approve new sanctions on Russia comes and goes. More on the president's inaction next. But first, Ed has our weather forecast. Stay tuned.
You're watching MTN News with Asia Gore. Storm Tracker weather with Ed McIntosh and farm and ranch news from the Northern Egg Network. This is the new